13 love and greetings, cuzzles and cuzzettes. This is going to be the first in my drawing process video. So, yep. I guess the first part's going to be just the penciling portion of it. Then, of course, the second part would be the inking. But meantime, I want to illustrate how simple it is. A lot of beginner artists, they start off, man, they're too rigid, myself included. I mean, this is across the board. It's not me picking on any one person or persons, whatever. That's across the board. Reality is, once you really understand the basics of building it, you can pretty much make your own designer shapes. It's a matter of, I would say, for that absolute beginner, to just really practice the basics, meaning we all have seen the cylinders, and I'm talking to the serious artists now. You all seen the cylinder where it's supposed to be like 8 heads high or some shit like that. But people are different sizes, so that rule changes. So again, you got to really look at people. It's pretty simple. For me, I was more the figure artist all my life. I've always drawn the human figure more than anything else, so I'm pretty used to that. It's the other stuff that I kind of neglected in my childhood. But no problem, because I can do it now. Anyway, this is pretty simple. So it's like you have to do everything in stages. It's like your whole entire shape. A lot of people spend too much time on one part, and that's where they go wrong. It's about just relaxing. If you see, for me anyway, like let's say I run into like a trouble area, and every artist understands this. I just move to another part if that happens. Because if you stay stuck on one part too long, you're going to be focused on that too much, and everything's going to be out of proportion. So the idea is to sit back from the paper, not all up close on it, at least not initially. That's reserved for the fine details later on in the stages. First stage really is a combination of circles and scribbles, or what I like to say, or what I like to call controlled scribbles. And that's pretty much self-explanatory. Because when you're scribbling, you're completely relaxed, right? So just control the scribbles. You're just making the basic form. That's it. You don't have to be so rigid. After you complete that form, then the next pass, you start to tighten everything up a little bit. You just keep doing that, but don't get stuck on one area. Everything is a pass. Even when you go into the fine detail mode, it's still a detail pass. And that never stops till you're done with the image. Yeah. Let's see. You see, now I'm arriving at the fine detail point. So now I press a little bit harder. But also, very important, even pressure. Even if you're pressing a little bit harder, make sure that pressure is even. The idea, and another mistake that beginners make, myself included, everything I say is from experience. When you're pressing too hard, you're digging grooves into the paper. And when you go to do anything behind that, even erasing, you got this river in the paper, and it just mix everything up. If you try to ink it, for example, the ink is going to flow right into that channel that you create, and it's just not going to cooperate the way you want it to. So the beginners, you got to learn to lighten up. Not too light. It's like right in between hard and soft. I know it don't make any sense to some people, but it applies. Just finishing up. When I was a beginner, one of my biggest problems, and I'm sure that's every beginner, is clothes and wrinkles, right? Man, all I can tell you is really study. It's like when you look at real life, you have to simplify everything. Simplify it to your eyes, or your approach to it. that makes it a lot easier. A lot of people, when you're a beginner, and like I was, I lacked self-confidence. So when I would see something that looked great to draw, sometimes the detail was overwhelming to me because I was too focused on that small detail instead of looking at things as a whole and breaking it down into whole shapes instead of this overwhelming detail. But no matter what, it was fun, right? But coming to a close here, yeah. Like I said, part two is going to be all about the inks, and then even after that, I'm going to get into the shading. So got a preview for all three of them. So till then, 13 love and 13 joy.